Welcome to Temple of Limitless Light, guided pathworking for the path of strength. The Hebrew character is Teth, meaning snake or serpent, and it is the path of balance between Hesed and Gebura. And that would be the pathworking that we do tonight. I'd like to let you guys know our book is available right now all over the place. You can get it at Amazon, Llewellyn, and many other places as well. And this is the material that we use in the class. Will never be required for classwork, but if you have it, it gives us another way to relate. And of course, you can always join us on Facebook. And we will have book signings coming up very soon. We'll post that schedule. So tonight we will do the pathworking for Teth. Alana will read the description of the path, and then we'll do grounding and centering, Qabalistic cross, create sacred space using the Lesser Banishing Ritual of Pentagram, and then open the gate of transformation to the path of Teth. And then there'll be a guided visualization that you can enjoy and have your own experience of the path.
Okay. The 19th path is the intelligence of the secret of all the activities of the spiritual beings, and is so called because of the influence diffused by it from the Most High and exalted sublime glory. The secret activities of spiritual beings or angels include the power of number, expansion, contraction, and vibration, those same forces that created the universe of the Sephira. By understanding the nature of these secret activities and by working with them, we are brought closer to these beings. This reciprocal or horizontal path is a diffused counterpart of the influence of Kether, the Most High and exalted sublime glory. The Hebrew letter Teth means serpent, which in Hebrew mysticism is a symbol of wisdom. It also represents a type of electromagnetic energy, not unlike that of the Eastern Kundalini. This serpent power is used by mystics to activate the body's energy centers to cause a kind of divine rapture. The 19th path connects the Sephira of Hesed and Gebura, the primary spheres of water and fire on the tree. Between these two polarities, a natural electrical current is formed that generates this vitalizing serpent power, which is part of the magnetic current that powers the entire universe. The ability to direct and regulate this power is the basis for all occult work. The goal of the traveler on this path is to learn how to exercise control over the various primal energies of both body and mind, the instinctive tendencies and behavior patterns, etc. The student must also be willing to face their deepest fears.
Wonderful, thank you. Let's begin the grounding and centering with the Qabalistic cross. First, do some deep belly breathing. Just breathe into your abdomen and relax and let the air flow out. And sink into your body. Feel your body, feel your weight. Feel the chair supporting you. The mass of your body is Just be here, present in your body, and feel your breath. And now visualize yourself growing larger and larger. Your head moving through the ceiling, through the clouds, out past the moon, into space, till the earth is but a small ball beneath your feet. Above your head, visualize a ball of pure brilliance. Reach up, touch the source, bring it down to your forehead, and vibrate. Bring the energy down to your heart center, where you can silently say the name of your inner guru or teacher. And then bring the light down through the center of your being to the very fiery core of the planet, so you're standing in a column of light, connecting above and below. Bring the light up to your left shoulder and visualize a ball of blue flame representing unconditional love. Bring the light across to your right shoulder. Visualize a ball of red flame representing your will. Across your arms. Leolam. Amen. Next, we create a safe container for our journey, a sacred space, using the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Yehovah. Tome. Adonai. Exar. Ekumaya. Age. Nanutea. Before us, Raphael. Behind us, Gabriel. At our right hand, Michael. At our left hand, Uriel. For around us flame the pentagrams, and within us shines a six-rayed star. The gate of transformation to open the path to Teth. I invoke the guide who will aid us on our journey and augment our powers. I open the gates between worlds. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the fierce guardian who will test us and bar our way if we are unworthy. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the ordeal, the enemy within our heart that we must overcome to gain the boon that we seek. I open the gates between worlds. I open the path of Teth. I open the gate of transformation. Within the gate, I shall make the call and open the path of Teth. I invoke the powers of the first, which will open the veils of darkness beyond the spirals of the Alpine. Unto me, the star child reborn and resurrected. Open the gates, open, reveal to me the mystery as a flower. In the name of the unity of being, the power is in my heart, on my lips, in my eyes, and in my soul. O el vino de losa, de a el das triani, odo e eoni, antara kimi salahote, azoni doda, hes, odo sicle la quanta orselque, oroi, noromi, eoi al goholorte al kahilante, do al ameos de yadna, alaneshi eldo o wano anim, although al balam, although o monoas, although al giahei. Path of Teth has been opened. With your eyes closed, you begin to formulate the astral temple of Malkuth.
Let's get closer to me.
With your eyes closed, you begin to formulate the astral temple of Malkuth. As the journey begins, the temple of Malkuth forms around you. After the usual invocation, Thanophan appears and you exchange the signs. She asks you to state your purpose for entering her abode. And you hold up the serpent pendant that you wear around your neck. The archangel leads you quickly through the portal of Tau in the east of the temple, up the 32nd path to the temple of Yesod, where you are greeted by Gabriel. You are quickly ascend the path of Samek to the temple of Tippereth. From there, you ascend the path of Lamed to the pentagonal temple of Gebura, ornamented with red, with flashing green. You call forth the inhabitants of the temple by vibrating the names Elohi, Bior, Amael, Seraphim. The warrior archangel Kamael appears. He addresses you.
You have entered the realm of power and purification. By what symbol dost thou enter herein?
By the symbol of the serpent.
Kamael nods. The serpent eating its own tail is a symbol of potent and incessant energy of the universe. It is a worthy symbol of the path of Teth.
Kamael leads you to a yellow archway in the south of the temple. On the keystone of the arch is the letter Teth in brilliant white. Within the archway is a veil on which is depicted the tarot card of strength. Kamael traces a sigil of Leo and parts the veil, exposing a door carved from pure cat's eye. Holding up the serpent pendant, you trace it with it the letter Teth. on the door opens as you commence your journey on the 19th path. You find yourself in a dry, mountainous region near an ancient Babylonian temple. Great sculptures of winged bulls with human heads guard the entrance to the temple. Mighty stone cherubs that emerge from the columns on either side of the gateway like twin locomotives. The structure is impressive in its size, and you can't help but imagine how splendid the structure must appear when great religious processions are held here. A crowd of people is gathered in the entrance to the courtyard of the temple. Something is definitely happening here. You push forward through the crowd to see the cause of the commotion. The crowd jeers at three young men who are chained together. The men have obviously been beaten. They look bruised but not broken. You see great strength in their eyes, although you are not certain why the men have been singled out for this persecution. You get a sense they are not afraid of whatever fate lies before them. At the head of the crowd is a man dressed in the regalia of a monarch. The three prisoners whose names you are told are Hananiel, Mishael, and Azrael appear to have disobeyed their ruler and invoked his wrath. The great king, Nebuchadnezzar, orders the three men cast into a great furnace used to burn the bodies of animals killed in sacrificial rites. The crowd begins to move forward, carrying three prisoners along with it. They shove the three men towards a large stone furnace situated at one end of the courtyard. A roaring fire has been carefully maintained under the fixture. You feel its intense heat from several feet away. Black smoke billows out of the top of the oven. One by one, the captives are hurled into the furnace. You are prepared to hear horrible screams of agony coming from the doomed men. Instead, an amazing thing happens. One of the three captives begins to recite a prayer of thanksgiving. Drawing as close as you can to the front of the furnace to look inside, you see the three men, with their heads bowed, kneeling together in triangular formation on flaming red coals. But they seem to be unharmed. Now all three raise their voices in prayer.
Blessed is Adonai in the firmament of the heaven. All you angelic hosts, sun and moon, stars of heaven, fire and heat, dew and rain, seas and rivers, winds and clouds, mountains and hills, days and nights, light and darkness, souls and spirits, bless Adonai, praise and exalt him forever, for he has delivered us from the netherworld and saved us from the power of death. Bless Adonai, for his mercy endures forever. A hush falls over the astonished crowd. King Nebuchadnezzar is moved by what he has just witnessed. He orders the trio released, and the prisoners emerge from the furnace unscathed. The three captives appear to have a renewed vitality about them, as if the experience of the flaming furnace has cleansed their souls and purified them of all imperfection. The king grants the three men special honors and promotions, and the trio leaves the temple courtyard unopposed. You leave the courtyard as well. Continuing down the path, you see another temple, similar in style and ornamentation. All of a sudden, a horrible roar pierces the air. The sound emanates from the temple. People come running from all directions to find the source of the disturbance. They pour into the temple entrance and into the main sanctuary room. You follow them into the great hall where you see a huge black dragon. The beast rears up on its hind legs and slams its horned head into the ceiling. The entire building shakes as some of the masonry from the roof comes crashing down. The dragon gives another blood-curdling bellow. It appears to be in great pain. The creature writhes and shudders, foaming at the mouth, and all of a sudden its belly splits open, spilling its insides across the temple floor. With a final howl, the beast dies. Its body immediately begins to decay at an astonishing rate, filling the temple with a foul stench. Within minutes, the body dissolves completely, leaving behind a pile of salt, a pool of oil, and a vapor that rises to the ceiling of the temple.
Soldiers push their way to the front of the assembly. One of them steps up to examine the carcass. Who has done this? He asks. Who has killed the dragon of the temple? A man in a simple yellow robe steps forward. I am Daniel, whom some call prophet and others call magician. I am he who interprets the king's dreams and visions. I am he whose judge is God. I kill the dragon, for all things must be purified in the sight of God. It is written, learn them to separate the pure from the impure, and refine the gold of the spirit from the black dragon, the corruptible body. The mood of the crowd turns ugly. They demand that the king hand over Daniel to them for punishment. Reluctantly, with the mob threatening violence, the king acquiesces. The king's guards seize the man who is sentenced to death for the crime of killing the dragon. Surprised at your own audacity, you voice a protest at so harsh a penalty. The soldiers take you into custody as well. Both you and the dragon slayer are taken to a prison cell under the city. You and the other captive are locked into a dark, narrow chamber consisting of nothing but stone walls and metal bars. Human bones and the remains of other unfortunate prisoners are strewn across the floor. The other man, Daniel, seems strangely calm in this dismal place. A series of wooden gates line the walls leading down to this chamber. From behind the gates, you hear feral sounds of large animals bellowing in hunger. A moment later, one of the gates is raised, and a large, dark shape dashes out from under it. It is an enormous red-maned lion, stands before you, savagely beautiful. The beast's eyes fix on Daniel, and with a low, hungry growl, it begins to stalk its prey.
Daniel makes a gesture at the creature. He stands with his hands placed over the middle of his chest in such a way that his thumbs and index fingers form an inverted triangle around the area of his heart. Snarling, the lion sinks forward, but when it reaches Daniel, it stops suddenly, as if confused. Incredibly, the beast lies down and begins to lick the prophet's feet. Daniel reaches down and strokes the lion's head, as if it were a favorite pet. 6 more of the gates are raised, releasing more of the lions, but the outcome is exactly the same. Daniel assumes a certain posture, and the temperament of the beasts turns from man-eaters to domestic house cats. Soon all 7 lions and lionesses lie like kittens at Daniel's feet. You ask Daniel, how is he able to tame the creatures? And Daniel answers, I am Daniel of Judah, but I am known in the land of Babylon as Belteshazzar, chief of the magicians. My Lord Adonai has given me knowledge of all science, including the understanding of all visions and dreams. But such knowledge is not granted to those who have not learned to balance the harshness of the black pillar with the compassion of the white. Samson broke down the 2 pillars and perished. As a house built upon the sand cannot endure, so without the strength of Gabora, the height of Hesed cannot be scaled. Daniel points to your Ouroboros pendant. and then begins to stroke the head of one of the lions. The power of the serpent is the key to the question you ask. The serpent is the symbol of wisdom. The lion is the symbol of brute strength and raw primal power contained in the deepest, most hidden portion of the human mind. Used wisely, the serpent can control the beast within, harnessing and directing its power in unity of purpose. Thus may its strength be used constructively in the service of the divine, and not squandered on divided impulses, primitive instincts, and conditioned behaviors. Great and wondrous things may be accomplished with it, but this borders on the secret knowledge belonging to the angels and archangels. It is granted to those who are worthy in the eyes of God.
You speak with Daniel for hours, perhaps even days. Having been a magician, a prophet, and a seer for several Babylonian kings, Daniel has much to teach. You are captivated by the tales of his many exploits and various dreams he has interpreted. You are not even aware of the passage of time. After 7 days, you hear 7 people approaching you in your prison cell. The king has come to the lion's den to mourn for his chief magician. He gives a cry of joy at seeing David still alive. All present marvel at the prophet's ability not only to survive the ordeal, but to tame the feral lions. The 2 of you are released from the den and taken back to the city. As the time nears for you to leave, Daniel shares one more bit of knowledge with you.
King Nebuchadnezzar once dreamt of a great image, a figure of a man whose head was pure gold. His breast and arms were silver, and his belly and thighs were brass. His legs were iron, and his feet part iron and part clay. A stone was cut out without hands. A stone that was cut out without hands smote the image upon its feet, which were part iron and part clay, and broke them to pieces. Then there was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold, broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. The wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain that filled the earth. Daniel grasps you by both shoulders. You are a king among kings, for God has given unto thee the kingdom, the power, and the glory. And he speaks these words, and he anoints you with the Qabalistic cross. You are this head of gold, Daniel continues. Your head represents in you the domination of the divine ruling over the rest of the body. The silver is the world of the heart, the brass, the material passion, the iron is the firm purpose, and the feet, part iron and part clay, the mixed strength and weakness of the human being. And the stone made without hands is the eternal stone of the wise, which will become the mountains of initiation, whereby the whole earth will be filled with knowledge of God. For as the whole is greater than the part, so are we but sparks from the insupportable light of the divine.
With that, Daniel leaves you. It is time for you to leave as well. Your journey on the path of Teth is at an end. You retrace your steps back to Gebura. From there, you descend the path of Lamed to Tipreth and the path of Samek to Yesod. From there, you continue down the path of Tau to Malkuth. Sandalphon seals the portal of the 32nd path behind you. You bid well to the Archangel of Malkuth and salute with the projection sign. And Sandalphon gives a sign of silence. I open the path of return. I open the path of coming forth by day. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the guide who calls us back to our earthly duties and to bring the joys of our journey back to revivify the world. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the fierce guardian. We must separate truth from fiction on our journey back. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the ordeal. We must translate what we have received from something personal to something universal. I open the gates between worlds. I open the path of return. We shall come forth by day. We thank you, Uriel, for your grounding and centeredness. We thank you, Gabriel, for the heights of ecstasy that you bring us to. We thank you, Michael, for your illumination and protection. We thank thee, Raphael, for your balance and wisdom.
By this merit, may all sentient beings know peace.
Working is at an end. Feel free to stay in meditation.